In ancient Egypt, instead of the village of Godric's Hollow, the story of Harry Potter begins in a small village on the banks of the Nile. Instead of Hogwarts, the school of witchcraft and wizardry is a mysterious temple dedicated to the Egyptian gods, where young wizards and witches are instructed in the art of witchcraft. Harry grows up as an orphan child amid the secrets of ancient Egypt, knowing nothing about his magical heritage until one day, in the midst of an incident at the local market, he discovers his innate abilities for magic. He is soon recruited by the guardians of the temple and sent to study at the prestigious magic school, where he meets Ron and Hermione, two young wizards with whom he will form an unbreakable friendship. But Harry's life in ancient Egypt is filled with dangers and mysteries even greater than those he would face in 20th century England. On his path to manhood, Harry will discover secrets buried in the desert sands, confront powerful dark sorcerers, and unravel the truth about his own destiny, all while fighting to protect the wizarding world from the evil that threatens to destroy it. With the help of his friends and the support of his teachers, Harry will embark on an exciting adventure that will lead him to discover the true meaning of power, friendship, and sacrifice in ancient Egypt. As Harry advances in his training at the Temple of Egyptian Magic, he discovers that his connection to ancient Egypt runs deeper than he ever imagined. His blood, mixed with the ancient magic of the pharaohs, makes him a target for those who seek to control the power of the ancient gods. Over time, Harry finds himself facing a formidable enemy, a dark sorcerer who has been manipulating events from the shadows of the magical Egyptian kingdom. This powerful wizard, known as Seatek, seeks to claim the power of the ancient gods and plunge the world into eternal darkness. Harry, along with Ron, Hermione, and other brave allies, embarks on a desperate quest to stop Seatek before he can unleash his plan of destruction. Throughout their journey, they will face trials and challenges that will test their courage and loyalty, but they will also discover ancient secrets that will shed light on Harry's destiny and the role he is destined to play in the fight against the forces of evil. On his way to the final confrontation with Seatek, Harry discovers the true nature of his connection to ancient Egypt and the gods who once ruled over it. With the help of ancient magical artifacts and the power of friendship, Harry prepares to face his destiny and defend the wizarding world against the shadows that threaten to consume it. Harry and his friends' quest takes them through the lands of ancient Egypt, from the bustling streets of Alexandria to the depths of the pyramids of Giza. Along their journey, they discover clues hidden in ancient hieroglyphs and long-lost magical artifacts, bringing them closer to their ultimate goal, stopping Seatek and saving the magical world from destruction. However, as they delve into the heart of Seatek's conspiracy, they face increasing challenges. They encounter deadly traps, mythical monsters, and fanatical followers of the dark sorcerer who will do anything to protect their master. But Harry and his friends are determined to prevail, strengthened by their bond of friendship and the knowledge that they are fighting for something bigger than themselves. As the final showdown approaches, Harry faces a difficult choice: move forward with his predetermined destiny or choose his own path, one that could take him away from the expectations of the ancient prophets and toward an uncertain but free future. With the weight of the wizarding world on his shoulders, Harry must find the strength within himself to make the right decision and face the consequences, no matter how difficult they are. The final battle looms, and Harry and his friends prepare to face Seatek and his forces in an epic showdown that will determine the fate of ancient Egypt and the wizarding world forever. With the fate of ancient Egypt and the wizarding world hanging in the balance, Harry and his friends confront Seatek and his followers in an epic battle that shakes the foundations of the desert. Spells fly, magical creatures roar, and the clash of powers shakes the earth beneath their feet. Amid the chaos, Harry comes face to face with Seatek, dark power flashing in the sorcerer's eyes. With each spell cast, Harry realizes that the key to defeating Seatek lies not in brute force, but in something much deeper: the knowledge and understanding of the ancient magic that flows through his veins. Remembering the teachings of his teachers at the Egyptian Temple of Magic, Harry channels the power of the ancient gods and uses their magic in a way Seatek had never anticipated. With every move, Harry unravels Seatek's dark enchantments, weakening his control over the wizarding world and setting the stage for his ultimate defeat. But even as Seatek falters under Harry's power, the dark wizard doesn't give up easily. He unleashes his most powerful magic, unleashing a storm of destruction that threatens to consume everything in its path. Harry finds himself fighting exhaustion and despair, but knows he can't give up, not when so much is at stake. With one last effort, Harry summons all his courage and determination, facing Seatek in a final clash of magic. In a brilliant flash of light and energy, the dark sorcerer is defeated, his power vanishes into thin air, and peace once again descends upon ancient Egypt. But although the battle is over, Harry's journey is far from over. With the wizarding world safe once again, Harry embarks on a new adventure, eager to explore the wonders of ancient Egypt and discover the secrets still waiting to be revealed in the sands of time. After Seatek's defeat, Harry and his friends are hailed as heroes throughout ancient Egypt. They are honored with festivals and celebrations, and thanked for restoring peace and harmony to the wizarding world. However, despite the gratitude of his companions, Harry knows that his journey is not yet over. Over time, Harry immerses himself in the study of ancient Egyptian magic, fascinated by the ancient traditions and hidden mysteries that lie beneath the surface of the desert. Accompanied by Ron, Hermione, and other close friends, Harry explores forgotten tombs, deciphers ancient hieroglyphs, and discovers long-lost magical artifacts. But as they continue their quest for knowledge, they also find themselves facing new challenges and unexpected enemies. They encounter mythical creatures lurking in the shadows of the desert, confront renegade wizards seeking to reclaim the lost power of Seatek, and venture into uncharted territories where dangers abound. Through it all, Harry clings to the lesson learned in his confrontation with Seatek, that the power of magic lies not only in spells and enchantments, but in the strength of friendship, courage, and determination. With each challenge he faces, Harry grows stronger, growing not only as a wizard, but also as a leader and defender of the wizarding world. And so, Harry's journey into ancient Egypt continues, filled with exciting adventures, astonishing discoveries, and the promise of a future full of possibilities. As they explore the wonders of this ancient kingdom, Harry and his friends know that their destiny is intertwined with the destiny of Egypt, and together they are determined to face any challenge the universe throws at them. Over time, the fame of Harry and his friends spreads beyond the borders of Egypt, attracting the attention of wizards and witches from across the ancient world. They are invited to visit other magical realms, from the mystical lands of Mesopotamia to the exotic shores of India, where they encounter entirely new cultures and magical practices. Throughout his travels, Harry meets other wizards and witches who share his desire to explore the limits of magic and unravel the secrets of the universe. Together, they exchange knowledge and techniques, expanding their horizons and strengthening ties between different magical cultures. But even as they enjoy new friendships and exciting discoveries, Harry and his friends can't completely escape the shadows of the past. Seatek's remaining followers continue to lurk in the shadows, seeking revenge for their master's defeat and willing to do anything to restore their former power. With every challenge they face, Harry finds himself questioning his own role in the wizarding world and the purpose of his destiny. He wonders if he is meant to be just a momentary hero or if there is a larger role to play in the fight against the forces of evil. Meanwhile, the ancient Egyptian gods watch from above, weaving threads of destiny that are invisible to mortal eyes. In their hands rests the fate of Harry and the wizarding world, and only time will tell which path they will take in their eternal quest for balance and justice. As Harry and his friends continue their search, a dark shadow looms in the remotest corners of ancient Egypt. An evil being, known only as the Lord of Shadows, emerges from the depths of the desert, shrouded in an aura of darkness and mystery. The Lord of Shadows is an ancient being, whose supernatural powers defy all understanding. He is said to be a master of black magic, able to conjure storms of destruction and unleash monstrous creatures with a single wave of his hand. His presence is a threat to the balance of the ancient magical world, and his mere existence sends shivers down the spines of those who know his name. As the Lord of Shadows gathers followers and wreaks havoc in his wake, Harry and his friends are forced to confront the reality of the situation. They are facing an enemy that challenges even their most powerful magical abilities. With time running out, Harry prepares to face the Lord of Shadows in a battle that will determine the fate of ancient Egypt and the wizarding world as a whole. With the Lord of Shadows threatening to plunge ancient Egypt into darkness, Harry and his friends find themselves in a race against time to stop his relentless advance. They delve into forbidden territories and face increasingly dangerous challenges as they seek to unravel the secrets surrounding the evil being. Throughout their search, they discover ancient texts and artifacts that reveal the true nature of the Lord of Shadows. He learns that his power comes from an ancient curse, woven by the gods themselves in a desperate attempt to contain their evil. However, as time has passed, the curse has weakened, allowing the Lord of Shadows to regain his strength and set out on a quest to claim absolute power over the magical world. Harry realizes that the only way to stop the Lord of Shadows is to find the source of his power and deactivate the curse once and for all. With the help of their friends and allies, they embark on a desperate quest to locate the ancient shrine where the curse was originally sealed, facing deadly dangers and insurmountable obstacles along the way. But even as they approach their goal, the Lord of Shadows does not stop in his quest for domination. Send legions of dark creatures and malevolent minions to stop Harry and his friends, challenging their bravery and determination every step of the way. As the final confrontation looms, Harry prepares to face the Lord of Shadows in a battle that will decide the fate of the ancient wizarding world. With his heart full of courage and magic flowing in his veins, he sets out to face evil in its purest form, knowing that everyone's future depends on his success. The battle between Harry and the Lord of Shadows reaches its climax in the ancient sanctuary, a place steeped in ancient magic and dark power. The darkness thickens around them as they engage in an epic showdown, casting spells and counterspells that illuminate the darkness with flashes of brilliant light and swirling energy. The Lord of Shadows displays impressive mastery over the dark arts, summoning monstrous creatures and unleashing storms of destruction with every move. But Harry does not back down, fueled by a determination to protect those he loves and defend the wizarding world from the tyranny of evil. The battle is fierce and merciless, with both contenders pushing their magical abilities to the absolute limit. Harry faces challenges he had never before imagined, fighting exhaustion and despair as he struggles to stand firm against the tide of darkness that threatens to engulf him. In the midst of chaos and destruction, Harry finds strength within himself that he never knew he possessed. He taps into the ancient magic that flows through his blood, channeling the power of the ancient Egyptian gods in a desperate bid to defeat the Lord of Shadows once and for all. With one last effort, Harry casts a final spell, unleashing a blast of dazzling light that envelopes the Lord of Shadows and consumes him in a cascade of cleansing energy. The darkness slowly dissipates, leaving Harry standing in the ruined shrine, breathing heavily but filled with a sense of triumph and relief. But even as he celebrates his victory, Harry knows that evil never remains for long. With the Lord of Shadows defeated, the ancient wizarding world is safe once again, but new threats loom on the horizon, ready to challenge their bravery and determination in the future. With the Lord of Shadows finally defeated, ancient Egypt breathes a sigh of relief. Harry and his friends are hailed as heroes, honored for their bravery and sacrifice in the battle against evil. However, despite the victory, an uneasy feeling lingers in Harry's heart. As they tour the ruins of the shrine, Harry feels a palpable connection to the ancient magic that permeates the air around him. He realizes that his destiny is intertwined with ancient Egypt in a way he had never before imagined, and that his role in the history of this ancient kingdom is far from over. As they explore the ruins for clues to the past and future, Harry and his friends discover an ancient scroll hidden among the rubble. In it, they find a forgotten prophecy that speaks of a chosen one destined to restore the balance between light and darkness in the ancient magical world. Intrigued by the message encrypted in the scroll, Harry embarks on a new quest to unravel its mysteries and discover the truth behind his own destiny. As he delves deeper into the history of ancient Egypt, he discovers hidden secrets and surprising revelations that lead him to question everything he thought he knew about himself and his place in the world. But as Harry dives deeper into the past, he also attracts the attention of dark forces seeking to harness his power for their own malevolent ends. He finds himself entangled in a conspiracy that threatens to destroy everything he has fought to protect, and realizes that he must face his greatest challenge yet if he is ever to discover the truth behind his destiny and secure a future for the world. Ancient magic: the discovery of the talisman deep in ancient Egypt adds a new twist to Harry's quest. This talisman turns out to be a sacred relic that once belonged to a powerful Egyptian god, imbued with ancient magic dating back to the dawn of time. As Harry studies the talisman, he realizes that it is linked to the very balance of the ancient wizarding world. He has the power to channel the energy of the gods and keep at bay the dark forces that threaten to plunge the world into eternal darkness. However, the talisman is also a double-edged sword, as its power is as great as its potential to destroy if it falls into the wrong hands. Harry finds himself facing a difficult decision. Should he use the power of the talisman to fight the forces of evil, risking the corruption of his own soul in the process, or should he find another way to protect the ancient wizarding world without resorting to the heartbreaking power of the talisman? As Harry and his friends debate the fate of the talisman, a new threat looms on the horizon, threatening to unleash chaos and destruction once again. With time running out and the forces of evil closing in, Harry faces a race against time to unravel the mysteries of the talisman and secure a future for the ancient wizarding world before it is too late. It continues by introducing a woman who was banished and who tries to take over all of Egypt with a talisman she found in the depths, which the talisman was from an Egyptian god, but don't finish the story. With the talisman in his possession, Harry feels overwhelmed by the responsibility of its safekeeping. He knows that his decision will affect the fate of all of ancient Egypt and the wizarding world as a whole. As he ponders his next step, a voice whispers in his mind, a voice that seems to be imbued with the ancient wisdom of the Egyptian gods. The voice guides him to a remote temple, hidden among the desert sands, where he discovers an ancient altar that seems to be waiting for him. On the altar, he finds inscriptions that reveal the purpose of the talisman and its connection to the balance of the universe. Harry realizes that the talisman is not just a tool of power, but a key that can trigger the rebirth of the balance between light and darkness. If he can learn to master his power without being consumed by it, he might be able to restore harmony to the ancient magical world and protect it from the shadows that threaten to devour it. With this new understanding in mind, Harry vows to master the power of the talisman, not as a weapon of destruction, but as a beacon of hope in the darkness. With the help of his friends and allies, he begins rigorous training to learn to control the ancient magic that flows through the talisman and use it to protect the innocent and confront evil wherever it is found. Meanwhile, dark forces lurking in the shadows carefully watch Harry's every move, eager to obtain the talisman for themselves and claim its power for malevolent purposes. Harry finds himself in a race against time to master the talisman before it falls into the wrong hands and unleashes catastrophe on the ancient wizarding world. The fate of ancient Egypt and Harry himself hangs in the balance as he prepares to face the forces of evil once again, determined to protect what he loves and preserve peace in a world filled with dangers and wonders beyond his imagination. As Harry continues his training with the talisman, he experiences vivid visions and dreams that take him to faraway places and moments in ancient history. He immerses himself in the wisdom of the Egyptian gods, learning forgotten deities and their teachings on balance and justice. However, not everything is peaceful revelations. The power of the talisman attracts the attention of dark figures who have been watching from the shadows. Among them, a renegade ancient sorcerer, thirsty for power and eager to claim the talisman for himself. This sorcerer, known as Zephyr, is a master of dark magic and is determined to use the talisman to unleash chaos and dominate the ancient magical world. With his followers at his side, Zephyr launches an attack on Harry and his friends, unleashing an epic battle that shakes the foundations of ancient Egypt. Harry finds himself fighting against Zephyr and his forces, using the power of the talisman to counter the dark sorcerer's attacks. But as the battle escalates, Harry realizes that Zephyr is a formidable adversary, with ancient knowledge and magical abilities that defy understanding. Amidst the chaos and destruction, Harry is forced to face an impossible choice: sacrifice his own safety to protect the talisman or risk everything in an effort to defeat Zephyr once and for all. With the fate of the ancient wizarding world hanging in the balance, Harry prepares for the final showdown, determined to protect what he loves and preserve peace in a world full of magic and danger. With Zephyr defeated, Harry regards the talisman with reverence, recognizing its crucial role in protecting the ancient wizarding world. With his friends at his side, he vows to use the power of the talisman with wisdom and compassion, vowing to uphold peace and balance at all times. As the sun sets over the ruins of ancient Egypt, Harry prepares for a new chapter in his adventure, determined to face whatever challenge fate throws at him. As Harry and his friends celebrate their victory over Zephyr, deep in the ancient land, an ancient god, chained for millennia, begins to move. This god, known as Apep, the Serpent of Chaos, has been imprisoned in the bowels of the earth as punishment for his attempt to plunge the world into darkness. But now, with the balance of power upset by Zephyr's defeat, Apep senses an opportunity to escape his prison and regain his former power. With a roar of rage and determination, he breaks his chains and emerges to the surface, ready to wreak havoc and destruction once again. As Harry and his friends continue their quest to secure the talisman, Apep watches from the shadows, plotting his revenge against the mortals who imprisoned him. With every step they take, he sets deadly traps and challenges for them, determined to do everything in his power to ensure they never reach their goal. Meanwhile, the talisman's power becomes more unstable, its energies fluctuating in response to Apep's awakening. Harry realizes that his mission has become even more dangerous, with an ancient god determined to thwart his plans and regain control of the ancient wizarding world. With time running out and dark forces closing in around him, Harry prepares to face his greatest challenge yet. With the help of his friends and allies, he sets out to confront Apep and restore balance to the ancient magical world, no matter what dangers lie in his path. With Apep unleashing his wrath on ancient Egypt, Harry and his friends find themselves embroiled in an epic battle against this ancient god of chaos. Apep unleashes storms of fire and darkness, summoning nightmarish creatures to confront the brave wizards. Harry is in a desperate race to find a way to stop Apep before he plunges the world into darkness once again. With the talisman in his possession, he channels his magic in an attempt to contain the ancient god, but realizes that even the power of the talisman may not be enough to confront a being as ancient and powerful as Apep. As the battle drags on, Harry realizes that it will take more than magic to defeat Apep. Seek wisdom in ancient texts and legends, learning about the weaknesses and secrets of the god of chaos. With each revelation, he gets one step closer to finding a way to stop Apep and save the ancient wizarding world from total destruction. But even as Harry fights Apep, another enemy lurks in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to unleash his own revenge on the young wizard. Zephyr, the former dark sorcerer defeated by Harry, secretly allies himself with Apep, seeking to take advantage of the chaos to regain his own power and take revenge on the young wizard who defeated him. With Apep and Zephyr closing in from both sides, Harry finds himself in a desperate situation. He realizes that the only hope of defeating these powerful enemies is to join forces with his friends and allies, working together to confront the threats they face and find a way to restore peace to ancient Egypt. Meanwhile, the fate of the ancient wizarding world hangs in the balance as Harry and his friends prepare to face their greatest challenge yet, with the fate of the world at stake. With Apep and Zephyr unleashing their fury on ancient Egypt, Harry and his friends are forced to fight a battle on two fronts. As Apep wreaks havoc with his destructive power, Zephyr plots in the shadows, sowing discord and chaos among Harry's allies. However, Harry refuses to give up in the face of adversity. He rallies his friends and allies, reminding them that together they are stronger than any dark force that stands in their way. With courage and determination, they embark on a series of dangerous missions to confront Apep and Zephyr in their own home. Throughout his quest, Harry discovers ancient artifacts and forgotten knowledge that could be the key to defeating his enemies. He delves into ancient magic, unearthing powerful spells and rituals that could tip the scales in his favor in the battle for the fate of ancient Egypt. But as the final showdown approaches, Harry is faced with an impossible decision. To stop Apep and Zephyr, he may have to make a sacrifice that will change his life forever. He wonders if he's willing to do whatever it takes to protect the ancient wizarding world, even if it means sacrificing everything he loves. As the clock continues to tick and dark forces gather for the final showdown, Harry prepares for the most important battle of his life. With hope in his heart and magic at his side, he faces destiny with courage and determination, ready to face any challenge that fate throws at him. On the eve of the final showdown, Harry delves into the ancient library of Alexandria, searching for an ancient scroll that contains the knowledge needed to confront Apep and Zephyr. With Hermione's help, he sifts through ancient texts, translating hieroglyphs and deciphering runes in search of clues that can guide them to victory. Meanwhile, Ron leads a mission to reunite the scattered allies of ancient Egypt, uniting wizards and witches from all corners of the kingdom to confront the threat that looms over them. Together, they form a makeshift army, ready to confront the forces of chaos and restore balance to the ancient magical world. As Harry and his friends prepare for battle, Apep and Zephyr hatch a plan to unleash their wrath on the world once again. They use dark magic to summon creatures from the depths of the Nile, creating a nightmarish army to confront the brave wizards. The night of battle arrives, and ancient Egypt is plunged into darkness. The earth trembles with the power of magic, as Apep and Zephyr face off against Heri and his allies in an epic clash of forces. The battle is fierce and merciless, with spells cast and creatures clashing in a frenzy of chaos and destruction. Heri bravely faces Apep, channeling all of his power and determination into a desperate attempt to defeat the god of chaos. Meanwhile, Hermione and Ron lead the charge against Zephyr, facing the ancient wizard with courage and cunning. With magic and sword in hand, they fight against the dark forces that threaten to destroy everything they love. The battle reaches its climax, and in the midst of the chaos and confusion, Heri comes face to face with Apep. In a moment of sheer determination, he channels the power of the talisman in a last-ditch effort to defeat the god of chaos once and for all. With a cry of triumph, Heri casts a powerful spell, unleashing a blast of light that envelopes Apep in a cage of purifying energy. The god of chaos screams in anger and frustration as he is dragged back to his prison, his power neutralized by the young mage's courage and determination. As the sun rises over ancient Egypt once again, Heri and his friends embrace each other in victory. They have faced unimaginable challenges and overcome seemingly insurmountable adversities, but together, they have triumphed over evil and restored peace to the ancient magical world. However, as they celebrate their victory, Heri knows that his journey is far from over. The ancient wizarding world is full of dangers and wonders beyond his imagination, and he and his friends are ready to face whatever the future brings with bravery and determination. After the battle, ancient Egypt plunges into a period of rebuilding and healing. Heri and his friends work tirelessly to help restore cities and towns that were devastated by war, once again demonstrating their dedication to protecting those who are vulnerable. But even as they deal with the aftermath of the battle, a new threat looms on the horizon. A dark cult, inspired by the actions of Apep and Zephyr, rises in the shadows, determined to harness the chaos and desperation for their own sinister ends. Heri realizes that the fight against evil never ends, and vows to continue his fight for justice and peace in the ancient wizarding world. With the help of his friends and allies, he forms an alliance to face this new threat, determined to protect ancient Egypt from any danger that may arise. Meanwhile, the talisman's ancient magic remains a powerful force in Heri's hands. He vows to use his power with wisdom and compassion, vowing to protect the ancient wizarding world from any threats that may arise. However, as they celebrate their victory, Heri knows that his journey is far from over. The ancient wizarding world is full of dangers and wonders beyond his imagination, and he and his friends are ready to face whatever the future brings with bravery and determination. After the battle, ancient Egypt plunges into a period of rebuilding and healing. Heri and his friends work tirelessly to help restore cities and towns that were devastated by war, once again demonstrating their dedication to protecting those who are vulnerable. But even as they deal with the aftermath of the battle, a new threat looms on the horizon. A dark cult, inspired by the actions of Apep and Zephyr, rises in the shadows, determined to harness the chaos and desperation for their own sinister ends. Heri realizes that the fight against evil never ends, and vows to continue his fight for justice and peace in the ancient wizarding world. With the help of his friends and allies, he forms an alliance to face this new threat, determined to protect ancient Egypt from any danger that may arise. Meanwhile, the talisman's ancient magic remains a powerful force in Heri's hands. He vows to use his power with wisdom and compassion, vowing to protect the ancient wizarding world from any threats that may arise. As the sun sets over ancient Egypt, Heri looks to the future with hope and determination. He knows there will be more challenges ahead, but he is ready to face them with courage and determination, knowing that as long as he has his friends by his side, he will never be alone in his fight for peace and justice in the ancient wizarding world. After the battle against Apep and Zephyr, Heri finds himself in a state of physical and emotional exhaustion. However, the tranquility does not last long. A few days after the confrontation, Heri begins to experience a strange weakness in his magic. Spells he once cast with ease now seem to fade before reaching their target. Alarmed by this sudden loss of power, Harry searches for answers in ancient texts and scrolls. He discovers that his connection to magic is rapidly weakening, as if a dark force is deliberately draining his power. Meanwhile, in the divine realms, the Egyptian gods observe with growing concern the situation in the ancient magical world. They realize that Harry, the brave young man who has fought evil in their name, is in danger and that his loss of power could have devastating consequences for the balance of the universe. Determined to help their champion in his hour of need, the gods decide to intervene in the mortal world. They summon their most loyal followers and grant them the power of divine magic, tasked with protecting Harry and helping him regain his lost power. With the help of the Egyptian gods and their followers, Harry embarks on a quest to restore his connection to magic. He faces trials and challenges that test his courage and determination, but with each obstacle overcome, his magic begins to return, stronger and more powerful than ever. Meanwhile, the gods watch with pride as their champion rises to face his destiny once more. They know the future of the ancient wizarding world is in good hands as Harry fights to restore balance and protect those he loves. With the support of the Egyptian gods and their divine magic, Harry begins to slowly regain his lost power. As he progresses on his quest, he discovers that his connection to magic grows stronger with each test passed and each challenge faced. However, as Harry approaches his goal, he also faces a painful truth. The dark force that had weakened his magic has not been completely eradicated. He still lurks in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike again. Determined to confront this threat once and for all, Harry prepares for a final showdown. With the help of his friends and allies, he faces the dark force with bravery and determination, determined to protect the ancient wizarding world from any danger that may arise. Meanwhile, the Egyptian gods watch with admiration at the bravery and sacrifice of their champion. They realize that although they have given Harry the power of divine magic, it is his inner strength and his will to protect what he loves that makes him truly powerful. With the fate of the ancient wizarding world at stake, Harry faces his greatest challenge yet. But with the support of the Egyptian gods and the love and loyalty of his friends, he is determined to triumph and ensure a future of peace and prosperity for all. In the final battle, Harry and his friends face the dark force with courage and determination. Despite the ferocity of their enemy, the divine magic of the Egyptian gods shines with a brilliant radiance, enveloping the brave wizards in an armor of light that protects them from evil. With every spell cast and every blow dealt, Harry gets closer and closer to victory. Finally, with one last effort, he channels the power of divine magic into a final spell, releasing a blast of purifying energy that disintegrates the dark force and disperses it into the wind. The battle ends, and ancient Egypt falls into reverential silence. With evil defeated and peace restored, Harry and his friends are hailed as heroes once again. The Egyptian gods watch with satisfaction from the divine realms, knowing that their champion has triumphed and that the balance of the ancient magical world has been preserved. With danger past and future bright before them, Harry and his friends bid farewell to ancient Egypt, carrying with them the memories of their adventure and the knowledge that, together, they can overcome any challenge fate throws at them. And so, with hope in their hearts and magic at their side, they continue their journey, ready to face